So the gospel definitely has distinctive features, a chronology of the life of Jesus, which is longer than what we get in the synoptics, a length of about 2 to 3 years, with extending over 3 Passovers. And the placement of the temple incident, Jesus driving out the merchants in the temple early in Jesus' career, in chapter 2 here of John, whereas in the Synoptic Gospels it comes at the end. The presentation of Jesus and the assessment of Jesus is definitely distinctive. The Christology, as theologians tend to describe it, is a high one. Jesus is, as one scholar working on the gospel said, a God walking on earth. And this Christology is reflected in the lengthy discourses that Jesus gets into. We talked about that just a moment ago, which contrasts very sharply with the witty parables and sayings that we get on his lips in the Synoptic Gospels. There's a notion of salvation in this text and a process of salvation that focuses very heavily on recognizing the truth, on, that is, revelation. Is this, as some people have suspected, part of an engagement of the author or authors with the Gnostic tradition, with that tradition of early Christianity that worried about knowledge as the key to salvation? Possibly. We'll have to think a little bit more about that. And another distinctive feature is the relationship of this gospel to the history and traditions of Israel. In some ways, this is the most Jewish of our gospels. It embeds Jesus in Jewish tradition, in the temple, in the festival cycle, and the symbolism that derives from that tradition in a very significant way. But at the same time, there's a strong polemic against the Jews. What do we make of that? And how do we understand that, both in historical terms and also in contemporary theological terms? So.